What show has an intro that is such a banger, you wouldn't dream of hitting the skip button? What We Do in the Shadows and, of course, The Rockford Files. My daughter's been watching Wizards of Waverly Place. I get annoyed when she skips the intro when I'm listening from the next room. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 80s to 90s version. That song is so kick-ass. True Detective S1, great song choice and even better visuals. DuckTales, the old one, and the X-Men cartoon. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What had so much hype about it, but was actually terrible? Quibi. I saw ads and promotions for it constantly for months leading up to its release. And they had some pretty famous celebrities in the shows. Then it disappeared after like a month of its release. Geraldo Rivera opening Al Capone's safe. Anthem. The flight mechanics and Iron Man-ish, badass feeling of huge explosions and gameplay as Saddam. Cool to have just let it rot in a gutter. What a waste. Such potential. The 2012 apocalypse. Google Glass got a lot of hype, but then it was gone. 3D TV. Without any side effects, what human bodily function would you remove entirely? Autoimmune diseases. What the heck body? Does tooth decay count? Runny nose, stuffy nose, most annoying thing my body does. It's like okay, you can't breathe or you have to blow your nose 52 times a day, so no, you look like Rudolph. Menstruation. Just all of it. No feeling bloated. Cramping. Water retention. Starving all the time, cravings. Moodiness. And most importantly, no fucking bleeding everywhere. I would much rather get a nice handwritten note from Mother Nature in the mail saying, "You're not pregnant, have a nice day." Cell division resulting in cancer. This is such a close call between sleeping, dying, and shitting. What was the saddest death in any TV series? Any character they kill off because the actor actually dies. That polar bear in the Planet Earth. 2? Can't watch it again. Absolutely devastating seeing it just give up and die next to the walruses because it has no energy to hunt anymore. Buffy's mom. Henry Blake from MASH. There's a specific episode of Doctor Who, Father's Day, where Rose goes back in time and saves her dad from getting killed in a car accident. Her dad gets to meet her, but because the timeline change caused complete chaos and destruction, he figures out he was supposed to get hit by the very car she saved him from. He then steps onto the road and fixes the timeline. I never bawled so hard. It was such a well-written episode. It was tragic and upsetting. At the same time, it was haunting watching Rose's dad accept his fate. I still cry hard every time I watch his death scene. Chitty wasn't the saddest but made me cry when he went to the door. What did this pandemic make you realize? That I really need my own apartment. My 40 hours a week job can be done in about 8. How insanely unnecessary it is for me to be in the office for the job I have at the moment. The people's collective power of not giving a shit is insanely strong. The jobs I was doing are meaningless. Bosses care a lot more about control than safety or productivity. What is the worst superhero movie? Lots of mediocre modern movies in here. Check out Pumaman. You're welcome. Steel. I love Shaq. But Jesus Christ, it was bad. Superman 4 Quest for Peace. Catwoman. Fant 4 Stick, which hardly even qualifies as a movie. Captain America, 1990. Check it out, it's abysmal. Hey people of Reddit, what was the "hell nah I'm out" moment in a new friend group? I went to a meetup event where it was yoga, but everyone was freaking naked when I got there. And that's the day I realized that I had a pretty small dick. Definitely a grower and not a shower, plus everyone there was like twice my age. They had some food, so I stayed for a bit to enjoy it, but I just couldn't get naked. It was too awkward. One of the ladies was also giving massages. It was like a nudist cult of some sort. They started a second group chat called Everyone But Percy 1614 when I couldn't hang out one time, which became the new group chat. When I was in 7th grade, 12-year-old, I was in that weird phase in my life where making friends was awkward, so pretty much anyone that talked to me, I gave that friendship a shot. One of the kids in the friend group was the scene kid, and he was cool because his parents let him throw parties and stuff. So one day after school he asked me if I wanted to hang out at his house with some friends and smoke some weed. I had never smoked before, but I was willing to go and just hang out. We walked to his house and it looked like any other house from the outside, but inside it was wrecked. Holes in the wall and ceiling. Dog feces on the floor. A bunch of yappy tiny dogs. Insulation was coming out of the walls and stuff. The furniture looked damp and it reeked. Everyone else played it cool, so I just went with the flow, so I didn't look like I was being judgmental because we were 12, so it wasn't really his fault. So we walk up the stairs and down the hallway. We walked past a bedroom and his parents are laying across the bed, half naked. On the bedside table were needles and tinfoil and stuff. I started getting pretty freaked out. Before we even go to his bedroom, I ask him to use the bathroom. I go in the bathroom and text my stepmom the address, asking her to pick me up. When I got to his room, they were passing a bowl back and forth and he apologized if I couldn't flush because their utilities were shut off and had been for like a year. My mom ended up showing up about 10 minutes later and I told her everything. She ended up talking to the principal of our school and they called social services. I didn't really talk to him much after that because word spread that I got him taken away from his parents and he was going to have his sister beat me up. It turns out his parents were heroin addicts and he was relocated with his grandparents, and I guess everything turned out okay in the end for him and his sister. When she stole from a job that I helped her get. A longtime friend took me to a baby gender reveal party with some people I hadn't met before. I get to the party and everyone seems pretty cool. Good food out. Start chatting up with a few other people and my friend introduces me to others. Fast forward to the gender reveal. They do a basic pop of a balloon and colored confetti shtick. It was pink, so it was a girl. The mother is super pumped, but the father get really pissed. Like really loses his cool. Starts swearing a bunch and goes off to sulk. The mother goes to try and talk to him and he tells her to fuck off and she goes inside crying. I had another plate of food before I left though. They made some killer tacos. My wife and I befriended another couple. We hung out a lot. They were super cool. Until one night they offered to have a foursome with us. We politely declined and went on with the night having fun. Thought that was the end of that. But a few days later the wife starts texting me telling me that if I ever wanted to try a threesome with her and her husband to let her know and that it will be discreet. Again, I declined. Didn't tell my wife because I knew she really liked these people and knew it would ruin the friendship. From there the texting just got more flirty and constantly asking me to come over. The husband ended up sending me a POV pic of him fucking his wife doggy style. Even made sure to include her butthole in the pic. After that I ended up telling my wife. Only for her to confess they've been trying to get her to come over too. After that we ghosted them hardcore. We got no problems with that lifestyle. But they wouldn't respect our boundaries. Where do you like to travel most? Iceland. It's basically like what I imagine visiting a new planet would be like. Spain was a lot of fun with a ton of cool places to explore. Chile is close by, it's reasonably cheap and is amazing. Mexico. I love a trip to Amsterdam. Always try to include it as an option when going to Europe. A very long trip from my bed to my computer and back.
Subscribe, my brothers.